Late one evening in 1978, the bright lights of The Tonight Show starring Johnny Carson glowed across America like they always did. The audience laughed, the band played, and Johnny Carson walked onto the stage with his famous smile. But that night was different. Just minutes before the cameras rolled, a producer handed Johnny a small envelope. Inside was a letter written in shaky handwriting by a woman named Margaret from Ohio. The letter said, "Dear Johnny, my husband watched your show every single night for 14 years. He passed away last week from cancer. Tonight is the first night I'll watch alone." Johnny quietly folded the letter and slipped it into his jacket pocket. No one in the studio knew what he had just read. The show began normally. Johnny delivered jokes, the audience laughed, guests smiled, but during the final segment something changed. Johnny leaned back in his chair and looked toward the audience. For a few seconds, he said nothing. Then he spoke softly. "Sometimes," he said, "we forget there are people sitting alone on the other side of these cameras." The studio became silent. Johnny rarely showed emotion on television. He was known for being calm, smooth, and private, but that night, his voice cracked ever so slightly. He pulled the letter from his pocket. Without reading the woman's full name, he shared part of her message with America. The audience listened quietly as Johnny explained how television can become part of someone's life, part of their routine, their comfort, even their family. Then he looked directly into the camera. "To the lady in Ohio," he said, "I just want you to know tonight you're not watching alone." For a moment, nobody clapped. The band stayed silent. Even the cameramen later admitted they had tears in their eyes. Johnny ended the show differently that night. Instead of a joke, he simply thanked the audience for allowing him into their homes every evening. After the broadcast, NBC received thousands of letters from viewers. Many said it was the first time they had ever seen Johnny Carson reveal his real heart on television. Years later, people who worked on the show still remembered that moment, not because it was funny, but because it was human. Behind the fame, the laughter, and the applause, Johnny Carson understood something simple. Sometimes the most powerful thing a person can do is make someone feel less alone.